You're gonna be shocked to find out that we have yet another MAGA child predator that previously claimed, oh, he just wants to save the children. It is the most played out character arc in America. And this particular one, you can see him right here. I think that people probably should have suspected a long time ago. In any event, his name is Scott Soucek of Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin. He was arrested a little bit more than a week ago, or about a week ago, accused of accessing hundreds of child pornography images through a file sharing system. And as shocking as that is, what is more shocking is he already did this like a long time ago, apparently, and nothing happened as a result of it. More than 15 years ago, Door County investigators analyzed his laptop, and he admitted to downloading child pornography images way back in 2009. However, he was never charged with a crime. The new criminal complaint filed against him this month states that it remains unclear why he was not actually referred to the local DA's office back in 2009. The 12-page complaint included horrifying descriptions of the explicit images that were downloaded to an IP address believed to belong to him in March of this year. And I don't know why they wouldn't have investigated. There are some, I think, a little bit stretchy reasons to consider that we'll get into. But in any event, it's gross, and maybe some of this could have been avoided if he'd been locked up years ago. But as I said, this is not just a story of a monster, it's a story of a very stereotypical hypocrite. Because in a Facebook post last October, Scott listed 24 reasons why he planned to vote for Trump. Here's one of them: I'm voting to fight against human child trafficking. He added later in the post that he was not just voting for himself, but also for my children and my grandchildren. He had children, regrettably, on the mind. And outside of his Facebook post disavowing child trafficking, both he and his wife were vocal MAGA advocates during the 2024 campaign. In fact, his wife, Stephanie, is the chairwoman of the Door County Republican Party. Last year, she represented Wisconsin as a delegate at the Republican National Convention. I might have actually walked past her at that event. Before his Facebook account was deleted, and I really hope that some of that was archived, he had posted pro-Trump memes, as well as this one about Joe Biden, saying with The Rock, do you think anyone fights harder than President Trump? This woman, yes, a child getting their picture taken with Joe Biden. And then The Rock is shocked. You see, Joe Biden is creepy when it comes to kids, posted the guy downloading child pornography allegedly for the better part of 2 decades. Like, are we getting onto this pattern? It's like I've said, there are obviously monsters in America. There are PDF files in America. But there are undoubtedly far more people that are using concern about that for their own ends. Now, sometimes there's crossover, as we see in this particular case. But so often the accusation is an admission of guilt. And if we had been compiling a list, how many subreddit leaders for QAnon, turns out, were doing this stuff? How many Republican politicians? I would honestly love for a Democrat to be accused, just to mix it up at this point. But it's like at least 90% Republicans. And despite that, do you think any of these people out there, the Republican voters, that believe that their party is like the necessary warrior to take down the elite cabal of child predators, do they know that so often it turns out that their most passionate fighters are themselves participating in these horrors? I've never seen them admit it. I've never seen it at all. Now, they're apparently gonna get divorced. Kind of makes sense. There's no evidence that she knew about any of this, I suppose. I would say, though, the fact that they are at least somewhat politically connected, I don't know that that has anything to do with the fact that his prior thing in 2009 wasn't referred to the DA. But I would look into it. Like, I think that that's maybe something, because what other reason could there be? Were they just busy that day? Like, you have evidence of this? Is a slam dunk. Think about it. This would make the DA look great. And they didn't do it. Seems a little bit suspicious.